The Brumbies topped the table last year. And look, let's just look through the position. Do you want to go through the position by position?
Look, let's just maybe talk about some of the guys that have come in.
Yeah.
Big players in. Yeah. Big players in. Big players out. Let's start with the players who've left. Noah Lolosio, Len Ikitau, Tom Hooper. Yep. Three Wallabies, Gonskis.
You've also got Debrasini, Ben O'Donnell, Goddard leaving, Fotuaika leaving as well.
Yeah.
There's quite a few guys.
Hooper's little brother, Lockie Hooper, and Harry Vella as well, all gone.
And before we even go through to the big players in, do you reckon that they've just like for like replaced that? That it's it's not really. Feel the loss of all these players, or
I don't think for Noah. I don't think.
Easy answer that.
I don't think for Noah.
I don't think
for Ikitau, and I don't think for Hooper. For the rest, maybe. Just their big three that have left there. But in terms of players they've brought in, Lockie Shaw obviously had game time for them last year, but through the academy into the main squad. Harvey Cordykes, Toby McPherson, Eli Lange, Dan Nelson, but then Tane Edmed, Jared McLeod, who we saw get a chance last year against the Lions, Austin Anderson, who's been in and around, and Kai Oates.
So just to clarify, you said they haven't replaced like for like for Noah Lolosio. So you're saying Tane Edmed, Wallabies 10, not a good replacement?
No, I said not like for like. I mean,
you're just getting him on
look at. I tell you what. Look at the Wallaby caps between the both of them. No, not like for like.
It's a very diplomatic answer. Yeah.
So I don't think like for like. They've got an experienced 10.
You're the Wallabies coach. Which one's your 10?
It's probably Lolosio.
Okay. Cool.
Very good.
Sadly.
Cool. All right. Well, look, what we should do is go through what we think the best starting 15 is, and while I'm doing that, Harry might pull up on the video for those watching on YouTube. We've also put the three of our starting 15s.
There's some changes
throughout all the teams. Yeah, look, a lot of them are pretty similar, but there's some changes. You can tell about. I mean, if you've been listening to the podcast for 10 years, you kind of know where some of the you can guess. Yeah,
Cargie's got more Pacific Islanders.
I mean, that's true.
And he's got the heaviest teams for each of the teams.
Yeah, so you could say I've got the best and the most fun teams, that's for sure. But no, all right. Well, let's go through the Brumbies. So let's go through first what we think overall the starting 15 will be.
Let's pump through.
Up front, James Slipper, Billy Pollard, Alan Alatoa.
Yep.
And then we've got Nick Frost and Lockie Shaw in the tight five. I think that's pretty...
Harry's leaning on Neville.
Come on, mate. Come on. Jeez, you're already wrong. I'm not picking the guy that's come from the academy to start for the Brumbies all year. Even though Caterin, as I like to call him, Caden Neville is 37 years old. I've seen them go back to the well with him many, many times. So I suspect that he'll still get a few starts. Don't get me wrong. I think Lockie Shaw will get some starts.
Okay.
Yeah, look,
I think he'll have a bigger role to play this year.
Harry ignores the fact that Lockie Shaw was picked above Caden Neville most of last year, especially the back end of last year. Was he injured? No, he was there on the bench, playing bench behind Lockie Shaw, but that's fine. It is correct. I looked at it. And then we roll into the back three, and there is a difference here. We've all got Rob Valentini at 6, Charlie Cale back coming into number 8.
Yep.
I've got Rory Scott as the 7. You've both got Reimer. Look, I'd be happy with Reimer. Just Reimer for me.
Your argument is that he's a better impact player off the bench?
A better impact player. They've used him more as an impact player.
I feel like Nelson's argument is actually just starting him means he isn't bottling up the anger on the bench, waiting till he gets on the field. You know, whereas if you hold him on the bench, he's just annoyed the whole time. He comes on and he takes that anger out. You know?
It was kind of like Carriffy a couple of years ago, but then I mean, at some stage now, Carriffy's the starter, so maybe it's there. But I also saw a photo of Rory Scott the other day, and geez, he looks like he's packed on a few kgs.
Very good. Harry, do you want to take us through the inside backs?
Yes, I think we've all gone Ryan Lonergan and Tane Edmed 9 and 10. I think that's pretty open and shut. Inside centre, we've all gone for David Feliwai, and I've gone for Jarrah McLeod as my outside centre.
So have I.
Oh, and you have as well. You changed.
No,
straight in.
Probably me, I get it.
No, I never had anything different.
And you had Ollie Sapsford, Cargie?
Jarrah McLeod straight in. Not Ollie Sapsford has been in the team and the system for the last 3-4
correct.
years. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. That's correct, yep.
Well, we're not straight in. We're not saying week 1. We're saying the best team.
Okay. Right.
So it might take 3 weeks to come through, to be fair.
Week 3.
Yeah. I was going to say 3, 2.
And if you hadn't listened to, we did speak about Jarrah McLeod at length in the Hot Shit podcast.
Yes.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
Corey Toole, left wing. I've got Ollie Sapsford at right wing, Andy Muirhead, fullback. Nelson, you've done the same. So we've got the same back line.
Yep.
And then Cargie's gone a bit different. You've gone Sapsford at 13, so you've gone Muirhead 14, Declan Meredith in at fullback.
I have. And
I can see that happening.
I think
it's not right.
Declan Meredith is that good that he has to be in the team, and I think with Tom Wright not available through injury, Declan Meredith. So that's why we obviously haven't named Tom
Are
Wright.
we going through our whole bench? Pump them out?
Yeah, we can come out the bench.
So, general, we're going Lockie Lonergan. Cargie and I got Lincoln Leeli. Harry's got Shop as the loose head. We've all got Van Neck as the tight head. And then obviously Caden Neville, sure, we already touched on that. Reimer Scott already touched on that. All got Clayton Thorne. And this is where there's some changes. Harry and I both have Declan Meredith. I've got Shane Wilcox, which you disagree on, as my 23 jersey. Harry's got Hudson Crichton covering mainly centres.
Yeah, mainly I would think that. Yeah, for sure.
Cargie
Sapsford can slide out as well, so they've got some flexibility around there. Sorry, he's already at wing. But
Cargie, you're the one who's gone a bit rogue.
And I've got different. So because I have Meredith starting at 15, on my bench I've got Jarrah McLeod and Kai Oates.
You just, do you know the one thing I like? You just try to get as many of the Indigenous boys in. It's
players that excite me, you know what I mean? But also the Brumbies just appear to have about 14 centres and not as many experienced outside backs. Look, it's rough with Tom Wright out injured. And on that, Harry, when can we expect Tom Wright's injury? Just remind everyone, when can we expect him back?
Well, he did his ACL kind of middle of August, so 9 months would be like May, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah, so all going well, I would say maybe early May would go really, really well. I don't think many of them are too much earlier.
Not a lot of Super Rugby.
Yeah.
No.
Hence, we haven't named them.
Yeah.
You Smoky there. Are we doing rises?
Let's
and
do
stuff?
it. Stocks that are rising.
Did we talk about our reserve backs?
We did.
We've done
Yeah.
that. Yep.
Good.
So stocks that are rising. Jarrah McLeod, obviously, coming into the team, you guys, as you said, 3 weeks in, you think he'd be starting in the centres. So
No, maybe not. But
yeah,
yeah,
big rise.
he will be at some point.
Nelson will give you approximately 15
And
seconds.
Shane
to talk about
Wilcox. Shane Wilcox. He could also be we'll touch on him as a Smoky, but he could be fullback option, because if he gets a crack at fullback, and he's not going to want to give it up.
Sweet. Clayton Thorne, obviously a little bit less competition. We'll see him playing a big role this year.
Goddard's gone. And Ollie Sapsford to try and step up, play a bigger role in the team. He's had a lot of time and a lot of chances. I don't know if he's a riser for me.
Yeah, and I actually can't believe I didn't put it in here, but yeah, it's Declan Meredith. Had a huge year last year. And if Tom Wright was fit and available starting at 15, personally, I'd be considering him starting at 10. I'd be starting him at 10 over Tane Edmed, just because of what he showed last year.
I love it, but Tane Edmed is a Wallaby.
He is.
He's not a Wallaby, he's the Wallaby Steve.
Yeah.
But he can't set up the TARS.
So
That's true.
Anyway, that's do the Brumbies stock are falling?
Harry's man.
Yeah, the 37-year-old Caden Neville, is he falling over because of his old age, or just falling down because Lockie Shaw is coming in?
His hip and
I think
stuff.
37's prime of your life, personally.
Very good. Touching close to home. And Blake Shop probably Lincoln Lely making a few inroads.
I think
sees his stocks falling.
love Shoppy, but I think that's pretty fair. In terms of Smokies, I've already touched on Shane Wilcox, but also I touched on him last year. Austin Anderson, he is a Smoky. He's played a lot of NPC over in New Zealand, and I think he's quite a good.
So he was a Smoky
big
last
boy.
year. How much did he play last year?
He didn't play much. That's why he's a Smoky.
Did he play it all?
No.
He played heaps of NPC.
He's a Brumbies runners, whatever it is.
He played that too.
Yeah, and now he's on a training contract, so he'd be a pretty big Smoky, mate. But that's a big call.
Cargie almost put him in his 23.
Yeah, it's true. Tuina Tuilima was our other one who was very, very good from last year.
Yeah.
Who I think will struggle to get as much game time this year.
And also he was huge for fantasy because he was listed as a lock last year, but playing in the back row. Not this year. We've made him into a back row.
For this year, I'm going to take my boy Jarrah McLeod.
Yep.
I've talked enough about him, so he's going to be huge.